One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet whom millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
Anything like it in any sport. And so I want to congratulate you. I mean, I don't even have to wait. But major records have been set. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Today is not football, American football. It's soccer. It's
right,
the big event.
That's right. That's right.
Tell me about this. Big day.
It's just a big day, and it's a great sport, and it really is coming to America. And nobody ever thought a thing like this could happen. And I'm very happy to say that we've already set the all-time record on ticket sales long before the first ball is kicked, right?
100%. 100%.
You've had some concerns about crime in American cities, some of the cities that'll be hosting. Have they remedied that for you, or are you still considering maybe asking FIFA to move some of those cities?
No, I don't want to do that, but I will tell you if they do have a problem, by the time we get there, we'll take care of that problem. We can solve that problem. I've proven that in D.C. and everywhere else we went, so we'll take care of that very easily. So if they have a problem, hopefully they'll let us know that, and we will solve any problem. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Lucian is
So there you
with
have
us.
it.
All right, so that's not the actual event. That was just President Trump going to the event. So that was just him basically on the red carpet speaking. The event does not start. Well, it hasn't started. It was scheduled for 11:30. It has not begun yet. So as soon as that event happens, we will definitely bring it to you. Got all the feeds ready. If I sound a little weird, it's because I have a cold, and it started coming on last night. Took all the NyQuil stuff and everything to get ready for it. But the event is supposed to be at 11:30. It is now 11:36. That was just the introductory that Fox took where he was walking in. So I'm going to utilize a lot of feed stuff today because, as you can hear, I got a kind of a nasal sound, although my voice probably sounds much deeper. So thank you guys for tuning in. I know there's some confusion. Every day I'm going to try and go at 12 o'clock, 12 to 3. Unfortunately, President Trump doesn't follow my schedule. I follow his. So there were two events today, prior to 12 o'clock. I was going to sign on at 12, and right now President Trump is walking around a red carpet. Here, take a look.
7 million tickets for the games. And we've also heard them come up with something called this FIFA pass to bring people to America, with Marco Rubio essentially saying that if you're on the FIFA pass, if you buy tickets for the games, if you want to come to the United States, you'll get an expedited meeting at an embassy. It's not a guarantee that you're going to get a visa, but you'll move to the front of the line. So President Trump sees this as a financial boom. He wants people to come into the country. DHS says they're ready. We've heard Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy say the FAA will be ready for all the international travel that's going to come in. This starts next year. In 2026, it's going to fall on America's 250th birthday. We know President Trump is excited about that, and he's putting a huge priority on this World Cup with his administration just to make sure the United States is ready for it. And as you can see here, he's having a great time on the red carpet, Harris.
Yes, he is.
All right, so I am not at all multilingual. I can barely speak English correctly. I don't even know if that sounded correctly. But just for anybody here from another country who's tuning in to watch the World Cup draw, welcome. Welcome to an American podcaster, a Trump American podcaster. I think that's very important to note because many of us here in America, we look at football as the guys that, I used to play, the NFL, the NCAA, but the rest of the world looks at football. Football is absolutely monstrous. We are going to host basically Super Bowl Sunday. Every single one of these games that are played in America are going to be the equivalent of a Super Bowl. I mean, every single one will have as many seats that the Coliseum or arena or stadium will hold will be sold. And so people from around the world will be coming to these games. In fact, they will probably outnumber Americans. It's a huge, huge event. And as you know, President Trump loves sports of all kinds, and he's in his main element here as he's just walking on the red carpet. I just want to remind you, this is not the event. The event hasn't even started. This is just the pre-event. It's sort of like when you watch the Oscars, if you watch the Oscars, where they all come out and do their thing on the red carpet. What you're seeing right now is President Trump walking on the red carpet.
Deals that he has made, forging peace in different places all over the globe.
The anticipation here is certainly that he is going to get that award. That's what all the whispering here is. That award is brand new. It's supposed to be kind of on behalf of sports fans all around the globe. Going to somebody who is promoting world peace. So we've already seen how many wars he's ended since he came into office, and he says he's trying to end the big one, as he describes it, the Russia-Ukraine war. He says he's making progress on that front. But yes, Harris, the anticipation is he also has a good relationship with the FIFA president, that he will be the recipient of that new FIFA Peace Award. Has it happened yet? No. Will it happen? We can't guarantee it, but that's the feeling.
As people tune in, and some of them are just coming to us, they say that they see this breaking news. I want to reset for just a moment because we've just gone far and wide on all these different topics, and at the heart of all of this is soccer. So talk to me about the drawing and just kind of how this goes.
Yeah, so essentially, again, this is going to be the biggest World Cup there is. 48 different teams, expanding from 32. And what's going to happen today, it's called the draw. There's a bunch of different pots that these teams are going to go into. U.S., Mexico, Canada will all be in one pot. And then they draw countries, and they're going to find out who they match up with to start those first rounds next summer in 2026. So that's why there's so much excitement. Depending on which pot you get put in and how difficult your opponents are, that immediately can kind of line you up for success or a lack of success in the tournament. So the teams, there's a massive amount of foreign press here. I mean, we can't pan the camera left or right now.
We can see it.
There's media here from all. Okay, I forgot you have the pool camera so you can see it. There's media here from all around the world. Again, this is a global tournament. Countries all around the planet play in this thing, and there's so much excitement. Obviously, soccer is so big outside of the United States, and it's gained so much popularity within the United States that for the U.S. to have an opportunity to host some of these games starting next year, again, first time since 1994, it's a huge opportunity, and President Trump wants to take that opportunity and run with it. And sounds like he's preparing everything to do so.
All right, we will cover all of this live when the president makes his remarks after the drawing. Bill Malutian, always great work. Good to see you.
All right, so you're just watching the pre-show right now. Like I said, it's sort of like when they do the Oscars and people walk on the red carpet. And so I had to jump on a little bit earlier. I just want everyone to understand. I am posting that we are going to be going live 12 to 3 Monday through Friday. However, I don't know if you see the president's schedule. I see the president's schedule every single morning. And today the event was scheduled for 11:30, which means I had to be ready at 11:30, and I had to turn on a little bit earlier. They're always behind schedule, but I can't take the chance that any of you will miss what's going on, especially with this high profile international event. And I got to personally tell you, I'm absolutely loving this. I want us to have a break from the insanity that's going on in the media. I'll touch a little bit on that today, but the first thing I figured, now we may have some time to run it. There also was an event early this morning, an event at 10 o'clock that just will warm your heart on a Friday afternoon, backing away from the insanity of everything that's going on in the news. I might have a surprise for you if you guys didn't see this. Melania Trump visited the Children's Hospital, and she sat down and, well, I'm not going to describe it. You can just see our beautiful First Lady.
Good morning. My name is Kellen McLean, and 10 years ago, I was a patient at Children's National Hospital, where I met our special guest at the Bunny Mellon Healing Garden grand opening. Today, I'm a student at the Virginia Military Institute, fulfilling a dream I had since the beginning of my treatment at Children's National. I am incredibly grateful for the treatment I received at Children's National, and happy to introduce our special guest, the First Lady of the United States, Mrs. Trump, and her special escorts, Faith Hinkle and Riley Whitney.
Good morning. So thank you so much, Kayleen, for a beautiful introduction, and thank you, Faith and Riley. You all look beautiful. Thank you for having me here. Hello, Santa and Mrs. Claus. So today I will read the book, How Does Santa Go Down the Chimney? How does Santa do it? How does it work? Does he cinch up his belt or shrink himself down to the size of a mouse? Or stretch out like taffy and step in one leg at a time? Maybe Santa can turn into fire, but probably not. Does he go head first, or feet first, or neither? Does Santa ever get stuck partway down and need one of the reindeer to give him a kick? Does his suit get sooty because chimney have soot? And then does Santa do laundry before he goes to the next house? And if you don't have a chimney, what happens then? Maybe Santa knows about the key under the flower pot, even thought nobody's ever supposed to mention the key under the flower pot. So how would he find out about that? Does he flatten himself and slide under your door? Or does he slip through the pipes and come out of your faucet? Or if you have got a mail slot, I bet Santa folds up like a letter and has a reindeer pop him through. And I bet the stamp on Santa is one of those Santa stamps too. Dogs must like Santa very much, or else they bark. He probably carries treats in his pocket and knows just where every dog likes to be scratched. He tells them they're good and whispers them names. which he knows without even looking at their collars. I bet he lets them give him kisses right on his beard, if they're kind of dogs that like to lick. Can Santa see in the dark? Does he wear night vision goggles that make everything green? I bet he'd like that, because Santa likes green. Or heat vision goggles, because he might like red better.
He's just telling them, how good a job we've done. You can look at the walls, the marble was broken, everything was a mess. And we've really taken the Kennedys. A lot of people thought it was going to be ripped down. And we did just the opposite. So we've done a really great renovation job on it. And over the next 3-4 months, it'll be complete. And we're honored to have it here. And it's been very special. We've set a record on ticket sales, as you probably heard already, even long before the event itself. And we're working with Canada, and we're working with Mexico. And it's been a really spectacular. So far, it's been spectacular. Daniel, do you have a question?
What are your expectations? You once said that the FIFA World Cup was an opportunity to put, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to put the greatness of the United States on display.
Well,
1 billion eyeballs will be watching, Mr. President.
Yeah, I think even today I understand. I hear that, I know we're a little late to get in there, but it's okay.
They wait.
So are my friends. I guess they have to wait then.
Yeah, they wait.
But no, the numbers are incredible. I hear today's numbers are very big. I hope CNN is covering.
Today 1 billion eyeballs.
Today's numbers are very, very big.
You're expected to get the FIFA Peace Prize, Mr. President. What would you say to people who say that prize might conflict with your pledge to strike Venezuela?
Well, I think the Peace Prize, I settled 8 wars. I don't know that I'm getting it. I haven't been officially noticed. I've been hearing about a Peace Prize, and I'm here to represent our country in a different sense. But I can tell you I did settle 8 wars, and we have a 9th coming, which nobody's ever done before. But I want to really save lives. I don't need prizes. I need to save lives, and we're saving a lot of lives. I've saved millions and millions of lives, and that's really what I want to do. And I also want to run a great country. And the United States right now is the hottest country anywhere in the world. And 1 year ago it was dead. We had a dead country, and now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Canada and Mexico, Mr. But what are you going to discuss with the leaders?
Well, we're going to meet with both, and we're getting along very well. We're getting along very well. I don't know. I think we have a meeting set up for sometime after the event.
We'll discuss trade.
Yeah, we'll discuss trade. We get along very well. Thank you, everybody, very much.
Were you part of any other Honduran officials? Do you want them to keep trying?
Well, they are waiting to go in.
All right, so being very fluid here, and I've got all these monitors that I'm going to do it and show you the new setup and everything we're going, but I got all kinds of monitors working. That's still just the red carpet. And he kind of giggled. Yeah, we're late, but they'll wait. That's President Trump for you. Yeah, I'm late, but yeah, I'll get to it. They'll wait. Love the guy. Absolutely love the guy. And I almost wonder if some of this is for safety reasons, that he keeps people on their toes so there's no set time that he's actually going to be someplace. Because it just seems, ever since we've been covering him, there's never seemed to be a set time where he comes on when they say he comes on. So that's just a red carpet feed. That's not the event. So let's go back to Melania.
Should we leave out carrots, not cookies, on Christmas Eve, since they're good for his eyesight? No. The twinkling lights on the tree will make enough light for Santa to see, tiptoeing past chairs without bumping his knee, to leave a present or 2 or 3, and get a kiss from the dog, if it's a dog that licks, and take a cookie or 2 or 3, and then leave. Santa goes up the chimney the same way he comes down, and I have no idea how Santa does that. But I'm so glad he can. Thank you. I'm sure Santa will visit all of you this Christmas, and bring you a lot of toys. So I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I wish you a lot of strength and love. My husband, President, is sending love and best wishes as well. Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you to the First Lady of the United States. Mrs. Trump, thank you so much. We are so honored to continue with this long-standing tradition at Children's National, and we're so honored to have you here today. Thank you for spending time with us today and sharing joy and cheer. And we are so appreciative of your partnership and your commitment to children's health and hope. So on behalf of Children's National and everyone here today, we wish you happy holidays. Thank you.
All right, so while Melania makes her way out, we're just in time. Timing is perfect. President Trump is inside the Kennedy Center. They're about to start the event.
Please welcome your hosts for today's show, Heidi Klum and Kevin Hart.
What a way to kick off the FIFA World Cup 2026 final draw!
Come on, what an amazing performance. Listen, wherever you're watching in the world, I want to say hello, I want to say bonjour, buenas tardes, and I want to welcome you guys to Washington, D.C.
6 months from now, the biggest sporting event in history will take over North America, the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Yes, and the countdown to the tournament truly starts today with the draw.
Yes, we're delighted to be joined by so many special guests here at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts.
And guys, I got to be honest with you, man. I'm so proud to be here as an American soccer fan. Wait, correction. I can't say that. I should not say soccer because I know what it's called. The rest of the world calls it football, and that's right. Yes, it's football. I will refer to it as football. I want to let you guys know, I do know my Messi from my Michael Jordan. I know my Cristiano from my Steph Curry. And I know my Bellingham from my Tom Brady, okay? I'm educated.
Funny you should mention Tom Brady. Now, no pressure, Kevin, but this draw is being watched by between 500 million and 1 billion people right now.
That's right. You're welcome.
Oh, my gosh.
You're welcome. That's what I did. I'm honestly glad I learned my lines. Listen, guys, we got so much more than that, though. Honestly, so much more. We've got my boy Danny Ramirez, who is out here in the audience right now with a sea of superstars. Danny, tell me what's going on.
Well, you guys look great from down here, but really, here it's a party. It's the world's greatest stars are joining us here. It's a who's who at the Capitol, and celebrities from the world of music, of film, and of course, the greatest footballers and coaches of all time. Roberto, hablamos en un poquito, and we got two-time Super Bowl champion Eli Manning. Eli, we spoke a little on the red carpet. Bring it up, bring it up. We spoke a little at the red carpet. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. This is an amazing atmosphere and so excited.
Amazing. Well, again, we gotta talk some stuff later too. Jaime, ¿dónde estás? ¿Dónde estás, Jaime? Ahí, hoy te pasé. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Te sientes bien?
Muy bien, muy bien. Muy feliz, muy emocionado de estar aquí. Es un evento importantísimo para definir cómo le ver a los equipos en este mundial.
Perfecto. Bueno, and we have Wyclef Jean over here. Oh my God, you guys moved you around. How are you? I'm good, man. Representing Haiti, who have qualified for the World Cup for the second time in their country's history. Now back to you guys.
Danny, I appreciate that. Listen, North America, guys, is where from June 11th, because the greatest show on the planet is coming to Canada, Mexico, and the U.S.
Across every continent on the face of the globe, to every lover of the game, wherever you are, that is the World Cup.
Yo pensaba en quedarle la copa a mi mamá.
On a gagné cette Coupe du Monde. On est combien à pouvoir dire ça?
Wenn du den jetzt reinmachst, sind wir Weltmeister.
Hit by Hammers! Oh, what a goal! One of the greats!
What a save! And that is why Maradona is the greatest player in the world.
Le va a pegar Messi, va Messi!
Ne ho fatti molti, dico, ma quello ha ovviamente un sapore diverso.
Well, we hope that got you in the mood.
Oh, well, it had to. Certainly got me in the mood. Listen, whether you were on the field in the stadium or watching it from your couch at home like me, everybody remembers their first World Cup. Like so many Americans, it was the US 94 for me and the boys, okay? The boys getting through the group stage, Brazil coming out on top at the Rose Bowl. It was a tournament that honestly made me fall in love with the game of football.
Well, for me, it is all about the German team that won in 1990. Lothar Matthäus, Andi Brehme, Jürgen Klinsmann, and obviously all coached by the great Franz Beckenbauer.
Yes, Der Kaiser. Okay, another one. I mean, look, and next summer we're talking 48 teams that have taken part in the first time. For the first time, more players and more fans than ever before will get to experience the magic of the tournament.
Please welcome football's #1 fan, the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino.
Gianni.
Hello.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Get out.
Mwah. Mwah.
Come on.
Good to see you, man.
How are you, man?
I'm good.
Excellent. Hello. I didn't hear you. Hello. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores, mesdames et messieurs, welcome. Bienvenidos, bienvenue, benvindos, benvenuti, willkommen, ahlan wa sahlan in all the languages of the world. Of course, in the language of football as well, which is the language of passion, which is the language of love, which is the language of happiness, because you should know that FIFA is the official happiness provider for humanity since over 100 years, right? Now, before we start, let me just welcome and greet some very special guests that we have here tonight. Please, a big round of applause for the President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump, and the First Lady, Mrs. Melania Trump. Here they are with us. Thank you for being here, President, First Lady. Bienvenida también y un gran aplauso a la Presidenta de México, Claudia Sheinbaum. Bienvenida.
So just to let you guys know, I could jump right back to it. I am searching for a feed anywhere that actually has the front of the stage. The news networks don't even have it up, so I'm still looking. As soon as I can find one, if I can find one, I will definitely bring it up. It seems as though this feed is all that they've authorized people to show. So I'll leave it on this, but I'm going to keep working in the background to see if I can't find a full feed.
A little bit later on, but we have time for that. For now, we are welcoming everyone. We are here, of course, to celebrate the FIFA World Cup 2026 draw of what will be the greatest FIFA World Cup ever. It's much more than just a sporting event. It's simply the greatest event that humanity, that mankind has ever seen and will ever see. We have 3 beautiful countries, Mexico, Canada, and the United States. We have 16 wonderful host cities.
So I just got some information. What it appears is that the entertainment portion of this is blocked, except for through FIFA. And then when President Trump comes down to speak, they're going to cut and show him. Even if you were to go to the White House feed right now, it just says coming up shortly. So there's just no feed available of what's going on the stage. Of course, I'll keep looking here.
7 million people in the stadiums. We will have 2, 3, 4 times more millions of people coming to the US, to Canada, to Mexico, just to feel the vibe of the World Cup. We'll have 6 billion people watching the World Cup from home, from all over the world. So I will say this now in American, our American English, so that everyone understands me. This is like 104 Super Bowls in 1 month. This is the magnitude of what we organize, ladies and gentlemen. And today, of course, we are here to celebrate, to be happy. We always have to remember to enjoy ourselves. This is the official draw which will set, of course, a match schedule, but it's not a normal draw because we are in America, and because we are in America, we need to make a show, right? So we have the best presenters, we have the best moderators, we will have the best artists. We have seen Maestro Bocelli, incredible. Can we clap hands for Maestro Bocelli once again? Goosebumps. We'll have the best draw assistants, the best athletes in all the biggest sports in the world, meaning in America, of course. Of course, we have the best public here at the Kennedy Center. All of you, 2,000 persons here, thank you very much, and 1 billion people will watch us from home. So let me try something that probably never happened and nobody knows about that. So they will kill me when I go out here. Let's do something that I think the Kennedy Center has never, ever seen. Are there Americans in the room? Make some noise. Okay. Are there Canadians in the room? Okay. Are there Mexicans in the room? Okay. So, and there are, like, with your collaboration, to show to these people from all over the world what they can expect when they come to North America next summer. So I will count 1, 2, 3, and then I want the Americans only to chant USA, USA, USA until I tell you to stop, okay? Only the Americans, right? So 1, 2, 3, USA. Okay, good, good, good. That's pretty good. We make this theater vibrate as a football stadium. Now the Canadians. Are you ready, Canadians? Canada, 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 right? The same, huh? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Good, good, good. Excellent, excellent. And now our Mexican friends. 1, 2, 3. México, México. Vamos. 1, 2, 3. Muy bien, muy bien. Thank you very much. This is what we want. We want to have fun. We want to enjoy. Enjoy the show. It will be absolutely fantastic. Thank you for coming. Take care.
Thank you, President. Thank you.
You got them pumped up. That's what you just did, Gianni. Good job, man. Super, super pumped up. Listen, as we all know, guys, football has the power to unite the world and do so much good, right? We all know that. We've actually seen it. Now, what I've been looking into, okay, I've been looking into some summer plans, thanks to a little tip that I got from Gianni himself. And I can tell you that for the first time ever, the World Cup final halftime show will be box office. Do you hear me?
Look at you with your connections, Kevin.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Well, I can't do that. I can't tell you more because that would be against the agreement that I agreed to. Okay, yeah. But what will be revealed?
Be careful.
I'm not going to say too much. I'm not going to let it out the bag. Okay. But what I can tell you this, I can tell you that the showcase, it will showcase FIFA's amazing partnership with global citizens to billions around the planet. I can give you at least that much. That's a nugget right there.
That's a nugget.
In every corner of the world, in every classroom, on every pitch, a future is waiting to be written.
But right now, far too many young people are being left behind.
That's why FIFA and Global Citizen created the FIFA Global Citizen Education Fund.
A global mission to raise $100 million
to educate 100,000 children.
All right, to give you an update, I think President Trump is heading down to the stage. And once President Trump heads down to the stage, they're probably going to give a full feed. Somebody earlier said Fox had a picture. Nope, I got Fox pulled up. There is nothing there on Fox. They're in one of the shows, Outnumbered or something. I've searched Live Now. I've searched everywhere I have a feed. None of the feeds are actually showing the actual stage. What's interesting is most of the feed subscriptions that I have all say coming up. that it's not really happening yet, including if you even went to, I even went to the White House feed specifically, they just say we'll begin shortly. So everything we're seeing now is not the show per se. So you're not missing anything in terms, well, yeah, we're missing something, but we're not missing President Trump. It looks like he just made his way down to the stage, so perhaps he's about to talk, but there is no feed right now that is live whatsoever. I mean, I can even show you the White House feed. Well, there's nothing to show you. It just says, here, you can see it. It just says, coming up, we will begin shortly. So there's no feed that's up right now. There's nothing that's showing the entirety of the stage. We are all waiting for them to release the rights. So just to give you a little background on how this works. In order to show anything, whether it be music or performance, you have to have the rights to do so. And sometimes the rights, especially with an international organization like FIFA, they restrict the rights. And they say you can only show this portion to an American audience. And so there's watch parties happening right now all over the world. And those watch parties are, whether it be Brazil or Los Angeles, but you can only show what they allow you to show. And so the only thing that they ever released to the American audience thus far is the actual box where President Trump and Melania are sitting. So I'm showing you what they are allowing me to show you, what feeds they're allowing, and I gathered from everybody else, nobody else has a full feed of what's happening on the stage. But I'm going to keep searching, see if I can pirate something. But in any event, as soon as he comes to the stage, everything will be released, and we will have the opportunity at that point to show stuff. So he's going to be making his way down to the stage. You can see right here. Somebody's singing. But you got Scott Bessent, Kristi Noem, Pam Bondi. Trying to see who else I see up there. I see Sean Duffy. He's in there. So they're all waiting in the box right now for President Trump to head down to the stage. I apologize, but I don't know this in advance. This is just me doing my stuff and basically trying to see what they're going to allow, but they didn't release anything yet. So before we got disconnected, sorry about that, I was running a spot from one of our sponsors. I'm going to have to rerun it because for some reason it didn't work when we put it up. So give me a minute and a half and I will be right back. As you can hear in the background, there's a lot of singing going on, and the singing that's taking place right now is off camera as well. So we can't even see what the songs are at this point. We can hear it, but we can't see anything. All right, I'll be back in 90 seconds. Big Ortho hates it when studies like this one come out. Every year, over 1 million older adults, I guess that's me, end up in a hospital from falls and injuries. Not me yet. Yet. Because I found things that work like Native Path Collagen. But for decades, we've been told the solution is simple. Take calcium, take vitamin D. But here's the truth. They don't want to talk about. A massive meta-analysis of clinical trials proved that calcium, vitamin D, or even both together did not benefit bone health in older adults. And it gets worse. According to Harvard research, men taking over 1,000 milligrams of calcium daily were actually 20% more likely to develop heart problems. Meanwhile, women are losing up to 7% of their bone density in just the first 5 to 7 years after menopause. No wonder injuries skyrocket. But here's the big part that Big Ortho really hates. That's an overlooked nutrient hiding in plain sight that can help rebuild bone density, strengthen joints, and even improve digestion. All with just 5 grams a day. And a bonus side benefits: stronger, thicker hair, smoother skin, healthier nails. Doctors have ignored it for decades, but now top health and anti-aging experts are finally sounding the alarm. So don't wait for a fall to change your future. Go to getnativepath.com/Barry to discover the truth. And right now you'll get up to 45% off in a special bundle. No code needed. That's getnativepath.com/Barry, and that is get, GETNATIVE, path.com/Barry.
Listen, every great show needs an epic soundtrack, and add that one to your playlist because I promise you once again.
Drawing is coming up. But in the meantime, the President of the United States is getting ready to make some remarks at the lectern inside the Kennedy Center. So that speech we were anticipating, and when it starts, we will bring it to you live. Now, we do know that he's already kind of made his way toward the lectern. So we are watching this at the Kennedy Center. The FIFA World Cup drawing is coming up, and the president will have his opportunity to talk about all the great things that could happen if it comes here. We're on this. Stay close. Meanwhile.
Yeah, we're all on it. We are all on it. So I wanted you to see that because even Fox News doesn't have the rights to show it. So we are all just waiting for this. And unfortunately, we're at the whim of FIFA. FIFA. FIFA is the international organization that runs the World Cup. So we're just waiting on the feed to come live at the lectern on stage.
Requires only one essential condition: peace. Peace creates hope, and football transforms that hope into unity, powerful enough to bring the world together. Today, we inaugurate a new global honor, the FIFA Peace Prize. This annual prize recognizes an individual who has taken extraordinary action for peace, and in doing so, helped unite people across the globe. The inaugural FIFA Peace Prize is presented on behalf of the billions of people who love this game and want peace. In this spirit, we honor a dynamic leader who has engaged in diplomatic efforts that created opportunities for dialogue, de-escalation, and stability, and who has championed the unifying power of football on the world stage. The inaugural 2025 FIFA Peace Prize is proudly bestowed upon the President of the United States of America, the Honorable Donald J. Trump.
All right, Trump's going to get the Peace
He has
Prize
supported
from
efforts
FIFA.
to broker
So we're going to see
ceasefires
something really,
and promote diplomatic
really important
engagement,
here real soon.
actions that helped create conditions in which peace could take root. Under President Trump's leadership, the historic Abraham Accords were signed, bringing the first real progress in the Middle East in decades. His leadership has ensured that peace exists between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, Cambodia and Thailand, Kosovo and Serbia, India and Pakistan, Egypt and Ethiopia, and Armenia and Azerbaijan. President Donald J. Trump's actions have also ensured that peace exists between Israel and Hamas by brokering the Gaza peace plan, and he is making a continued effort to bring a lasting peace between Russia and Ukraine. This has been a presidency marked by actions to pursue peace around the world. As FIFA President Gianni Infantino has said, in an increasingly unsettled and divided world, it is fundamental to recognize those who work to end conflicts and bring people together in the spirit of peace. Football stands for peace. For his exceptional actions taken in the cause of world peace that have helped unite people across our world, we congratulate the 2025 FIFA Peace Prize Football Unites the World recipient, President Donald J. Trump.
Please welcome 4 United States Marines and the FIFA Peace Prize. Football unites the world. On this special occasion, it is an honor to be joined by the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino.
Thank you very much, and please welcome the very first winner of the FIFA Peace Prize, the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Please. Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, this is your prize. This is your Peace Prize. There is also a beautiful medal for you that you can wear everywhere you want to go.
I'm going to wear it right now.
Okay, let me hold. Fantastic. Excellent. And you will receive also, of course, a certificate which reads out, and I would read it out with your permission, what are the reasons for you receiving this FIFA Peace Prize, Football Unites the World. So the FIFA Peace Prize is presented annually on behalf of the billions of football-loving people from around the world to a distinguished individual who exemplifies an unwavering commitment to advancing peace and unity throughout the world through their notable leadership and action. And therefore, FIFA, the Fédération Internationale de Football Association, awards the 2025 FIFA Peace Prize, Football Unites the World, to Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, in recognition of his exceptional and extraordinary actions to promote peace and unity around the world. Friday, December 5th, 2025. This is the certificate. It's yours. Before giving you the floor, Mr. President, if I may say 2 words. Like everyone here in the room, we see images of war all over the world. And like everyone, we suffer for every choice. We want to live in a safe world, in a safe environment. We want to unite. That's what we do here today. That's what we'll do at the World Cup, Mr. President. And you definitely deserve the first FIFA Peace Prize for your action, for what you have obtained in your way, but you obtained it in an incredible way. And you can always count, Mr. President, on my support, on the support of the entire football community or soccer community to help you make peace and make the world prosper all over the world. Thank you very much, Mr. President. The floor is all yours. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. This is truly one of the great honors of my life. And beyond awards, Johnny and I were discussing this. We saved millions and millions of lives. The Congo, as an example, over 10 million people killed, and it was heading for another 10 million very quickly. And it just, you know, the fact that we could do that, India, Pakistan, so many different wars that we're able to end, in some cases a little bit before they started, just right before they started. It was going to be late, but we got them done, and it's such an honor to be with Johnny. I've known Johnny for so long. He's done such an incredible job, and I have to tell you, you've set new records on ticket sales, and not to bring that up, because we don't want to bring a thing like that up right now, but it's an awfully nice tribute to you and to the game of football, or as we call it, soccer, but football, and that is an amazing thing. The numbers are beyond any numbers that anybody, even beyond what Johnny thought was possible. I want to thank, by the way, my family, my great First Lady, Melania. You're right here, and thank you very much. And I think you're going to have an event the likes of which maybe the world has never seen. Based on the enthusiasm that I've seen, I have never seen anything like it. We've had a tremendous relationship, working relationship with Canada. We have our Prime Minister of Canada there, and we have our President of Mexico. And we've worked closely with those two countries, and the coordination and friendship and relationship has been outstanding. And I want to thank you both very much, and your countries very much. But most importantly, I just want to thank everybody. The world is a safer place now. The United States 1 year ago was not doing too well. And now I have to say we're the hottest country anywhere in the world, and we're going to keep it that way. Thank you all. Thank you. Have a great time. And Johnny, a tremendous honor. Thank you.
Thank you, President. Thank you so much.
Of Mexico. Now, we've worked closely with those two countries, and the coordination and friendship and relationship has been outstanding. And I want to thank you both very much, and your countries very much. But most importantly, I just want to thank everybody. The world is a safer place now. The United States 1 year ago was not doing too well. And now I have to say we're the hottest country anywhere in the world, and we're going to keep it that way. Thank you all. Thank you. Have a great time. And Johnny, a tremendous honor. Thank you.
Thank you, President. Thank you so much.
All right, we thought we'd...
All right, so what'd she say? What she just said, she thought they'd have more...
President of the United States, but he's walking with that microphone now off the stage with the president of FIFA. There is a lot of action, a lot of anticipation and excitement today around the drawing of the World Cup. And so we were watching it step by step. But what we just saw then was the very first, and that is FIFA getting into a mission, if you will, of recognizing on behalf of all of their sports fans and those sports fans around the world of soccer who love peace breaking out. And who are the peacemakers on...
All right, so I just want to just explain something. I guess there were a few people that SB had to escort out and who don't understand, what this business of content is all about. You just can't pirate a feed. Somebody said, Barry, you don't have the balls, put it on. Not sure if you realize it, but this is a business and there are rules. We rent this spot. Basically, we are on YouTube, so we have to follow their rules. It's not about being a renegade. That's why so many people only broadcast on Rumble, because Rumble doesn't have the same containment and enforcement that YouTube does. And that's why when people get their channels banned, they're like, I didn't do nothing. I just was showing something I wasn't supposed to be showing. And they don't follow the rules. I'm not going to do that. I've got too many people relying on me to just go rogue and do what I want. And even Fox couldn't show the actual event that was taking place. There was no feed available for free. There was no feed available at all. They restricted it. So if they were showing on a different network, they may have had a deal with FIFA. But that's just how this stuff works. And we are bound by what they do. Now, the event obviously is still going on. The event's going to be going on for most of the day, where they're going to actually draw the information and the placement of the teams who are going to play. And President Trump is probably going to hang out there, but all they're going to do is all you're going to see is it fixed right there. That's all that they're putting out there. They're just showing you a picture of the box. And nobody wants just to see Trump and Melania listening to music. They're not going to show anything. So that's all I have available to me. So sorry if people thought that I wasn't being aggressive. It just wasn't available. That's just how this works. I'll be back in 90 seconds.
Hey everybody, Barry has a couple things to let you know about. Fanfare is giving away a free fishing trip. We're going to fly you and a guest down to South Florida for a 3-day, 2-night getaway. You'll go on a deep-sea fishing trip with Robin. And Barry and Robin will take you and your guest out to dinner. To enter to win, go to fanfareshop.org/fishing. It's easy and it's free to enter. Second, if you'd like to join our private group on X, go to fanfareshop.org/group and join 18,000 fellow patriots. It's a safe space for patriots as it's curated and moderated. Again, that's fanfareshop.org/group. One more thing, if you'd like to be a part of the show, submit a 60-second video by going to fanfareshop.org/submit video. Last, but certainly not least, if you'd like to request a free Bible, please go to fanfareshop.org/Bible. We have a long list, but we're getting them out as soon as we can. Again, that's fanfareshop.org/Bible. Thanks for being a part of the Fanfare family. Now back to the show.
Okay, so I can tell you with an update while I was doing promo there that they have not cut the feed. It says resuming shortly. So President Trump is probably going to say something else. That it's not over. It's not a done feed. It says coming up more shortly. Here, let me show you so you guys understand what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing resuming shortly. So if it's resuming shortly, that means we're going to see more of President Trump. As soon as he comes up, I will then cut to it, obviously, because I want to see him too. All right, so while we're waiting for whatever is going to be resumed, let's get into some news. And like I said, I'm having a problem. I'm having a huge problem because what I'm seeing happening in the social sphere is really beginning to piss me off. It just seems as though people just want to be for themselves instead of for the movement. And I don't even want to say movement. Let's just say America. I mean, literally, within hours of the pipe bomber being arrested, we're seeing internet experts telling you, no, that's not the right person. He doesn't walk the same, doesn't look the same. It's all fake. Blah, 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 blah. Everything, and it's all coming from the right. The left just sits back there and just goes, oh, that's great. Let them fight amongst themselves. Let them just slap each other around and point fingers, and each one seemingly like they want to outdo the other. And I'm like, where are we? What are we, 12? Are we in high school? There's mean girls over here and mean boys over here. And instead of just saying, let's move towards the goal. I mean, I heard somebody say yesterday, no, we can't move forward until we find out this. Yes, we have to move forward. We have to. We have no choice. I understand that people want to find this out. I understand people want to find that out. But at some point, we all have to realize we are fighting for the greater good of this country, not one individual person, not one individual answer. Yes, I'd love to know more about what happened with Charlie. Yes, I would love to know more about the guy slithering on the roof in Butler, Pennsylvania. Yes, I would love to know more about the guy who was crawling in at the golf course in West Palm. I'd love to know more about all of that stuff. However, everything I just mentioned, including the pipe bomber, comes below what is most important. And I understand there's people out there, well, I don't want to vote more people in and just have more of the same. I get it. I understand. There's a lot of frustration. People want to see arrest. They want to this, and the other thing. And so, to every single person who's bitching about something, the question I have is, what's your alternative? If you really think about that, we all should have the same answer. Yes, this sucks. Yes, we don't have the answer to that. Yes, we don't know what's going on here. But what's your alternative? Democrats? Is that what you're saying? Because there's no other answer for you. We have nothing but to move forward. And we do need to put those crosses on our shoulder and bear those crosses. Because otherwise you're just quitting. I've gone through so much turmoil in my life, so much adversity, so many people taking shots at me. I've gone through so much, but I never lose focus of what I need to be doing. I got to get there. Yes, let me just take the sword of Damocles and cut these weeds off of me. I got to get there. And I'm seeing people paralyzed with the weeds. I'm seeing people paralyzed with their own ideology on what they think should be happening. We don't have much time. President Trump is going to be up. Well, it looks like they're showing something. Why did they come up with Carney? Carney is now going to be on stage. Not really sure. Carney, the president of, what do you call it? Canada. Unless they're bringing out, I got to get this up. Oh my gosh. They've got the president of Canada, the president of Mexico, and they're probably going to bring President Trump out there with them as well. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, boy. Let's see. Let me bring this in real quick here, because this might be pretty interesting. Hold on. President Trump just came out with them. All right, so got something interesting going on for you here, right here.
This is the World Cup trophy. This is the official ball for the World Cup. And we are now going to do the draw, ladies and gentlemen. But before that, as is customary, there is always a question that the moderator asks the draw assistant. So I would like to start with Mr. Carney. How big a deal is it to co-host the World Cup for Canada? Difficult question, I know, but...
It is the biggest of deals, Gianni. You know, it's the #1 sport for Canadian boys and girls. 2/3 of the country watched the last World Cup. And we are partnered with the United States and Mexico, welcoming the world. There's more than 200 nationalities in Canada, more than 200 nationalities in FIFA. The top 48 are coming to North America. It is going to be the biggest deal ever.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Presidenta Sheinbaum, la Copa Mundial de la FIFA 2026 será el evento deportivo más grande de la historia y México hará historia al convertirse en el único país en albergar 3 ediciones del torneo. ¿Qué significado tiene esto para las y los mexicanos?
Bueno, estamos orgullosos, orgullosas de recibir por tercera vez la Copa Mundial. México es un país extraordinario, bello, mágico, y millones visitarán nuestra nación. Además, quiero decirles que tenemos un pueblo extraordinario, trabajador y algo especial. Nosotros disfrutamos del juego de pelota desde tiempos ancestrales.
Fenomenal. Gracias. Mr. President, President Trump, next summer is historic for the United States in more than one way. What does it mean to you that the FIFA World Cup is actually taking place in the United States 250th birthday? Special.
Well, for years, Johnny, they've thought soccer or football would be so big, so fast. And I remember, I shouldn't say this because it was a long time ago, but I remember watching Pelé play on a team called the Cosmos. Pelé, who is fantastic, as you know, I assume one of the greats.
Oh, yes.
And,
Pelé. Let's applaud Pelé, please. One of the greatest.
And he scored 3 goals out there. I said, that man can play. I was pretty young at that point, and who knew this was going to happen? But when you look at what has happened to football in the United States, is, again, soccer in the United States, we seem to never call it that because we have a little bit of a conflict with another thing that's called football. But when you think about it, shouldn't it really be called? I mean, this is football. There's no question about it. We have to come up with another name for the NFL stuff.
Yeah.
It really doesn't make sense when you think about it. It is really football. But who would have thought it would have come to a level where you've set your all-time season ticket ratings? Nobody's ever sold as many tickets, and you're still a long way from that ball being kicked down the field. So I just want to congratulate you. What an incredible leap this has been, and congratulations to FIFA.
Thank you. Thank you, President. Big round of applause, and the best is still to come, of course. So let's start with the draw. I will just show you how it works. I've done a few of them. Don't be scared, right?
So you have to basically mingle the balls a little bit. You can see, I show this for the public, you see. Mingle. And then, one by one, we start with Mr. Carney. You pick one. Wait. You open it. You see there is a little paper inside. You take out the paper, these two things, you can throw them in here. And then you can show to the public what you have drawn, which for me is FIFA, of course. I'm just the moderator. Mr. Carney, do you want to start? I'm ready. Don't forget, and pick the right ball, please. Already chosen. Okay, let's see which team will be drawn by Mr. Mark Carney. Oh, Canada! Oh, congratulations. Canada, ladies and gentlemen, the first team drawn in this World Cup. Group B1 for Canada, by the way. We can continue. Por favor, podemos seguir, Presidenta. Vamos a ver el sorteo más importante del mundo y vamos a ver cuál es el equipo.
¡Viva
México! ¡México! ¡Felicidades! México, Grupo A1, Presidenta. Grupo A1 por México. Muchas felicidades. President Trump, up to you. Don't forget to mingle, to mix.
I think I know what this is going to be now.
Everything.
But let's see.
Are you sure? Are you sure this is the ball? You can still change it if you want.
Does he know something that I don't know? Let's give it a shot, John.
Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. I agree. Okay.
This is shocking.
United States of America. Excellent. Group D1. Can I ask all the three of you to lift like this on your chest, in front of your chest like this? Yeah, the name of the country. We'll give a nice photo. Excellent. And if I can ask you to come in front here for another photo with the paper, con el papelito, por favor. There, here, where you can see the, voila, here, for another photo so that everyone can see what you have drawn. Here we are. Thank you very much. Well done, congratulations, great assistance. If I may take a selfie with the three of you. Come. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Well, that was kind of corny. I thought they were going to like draw the actual teams that were going to play in what region and everything like that. And it was basically a photo op. Talk about corn. It's definitely corn. But it's all pomp and circumstances. I'm sure the president of Mexico was very happy to be standing next to President Trump and vice versa. But nevertheless, let me continue to talk to you guys about what I was saying. Wait a minute, what are they getting ready to do now? No, they're walking off. So there's nothing else. You know how other people at this point are seemingly doing whatever they can to divide us, try to push for different things, and have an agenda. What if we just decided we were going to have an agenda for America? What if all of us watching, our little small corner of the world here, we decided what we were going to do is ignore the crazies, ignore the people who obviously have hidden agendas, and just spread content promoting America. I mean, I see stuff like this. I posted it myself. And I just don't get it. I say it over and over here. Rich Barra says they have articles of impeachment already written up against Kristi Noem. And my question was, do people not think that President Trump knows it? I've said that so many times. Why in the hell are you posting this stuff? It's almost like you assume the man is a complete blithering idiot. I'm pretty sure every single one of you watching right now and everybody you know understands if the Democrats get in power, they're going to destroy America. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So why are we still repeating it? If we all know it, why are we talking about it? Why instead aren't we talking about doing something together? You know, this one, again, Mark Mitchell, SV brought this to my attention. The Republican Party is an empty vessel. I'm not sure, but it almost appears as though negativity sells so well that everybody at this point wants to be negative. It's Christmas time. It's the best time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And it was always the most wonderful time of the year when I grew up. Even when my parents were going through a divorce, it was the most wonderful time of the year. Why aren't we celebrating wonderfulness? Why aren't we celebrating that this country is the best place in the world to live? Where these people who want to leave their own countries and come here. Yesterday when PayPal, whatever her name was saying that, you know, the people from Somalia and other countries built this country, and I posted something, well, if that's true, why didn't they build their own country? If they're so astute, if they're so good at building, why didn't they build the crap hole countries that they come from? It's all BS. The media, BS. People on X, BS. Nobody wants to focus on positivity. And I realize some of that happens here. Every time I start talking about prosperity, people are like, oh, don't talk about money. I'm like, why? Why are we not talking about people being successful? Why are we acquiescing the right to other people to talk bad about what's going on around this country? I was talking to Robin yesterday in the car. I said, Robin, I don't get it. Why is it okay for people to say, I'm broke, but it's not okay for people to say, I'm doing well? Why don't we congratulate people who are doing well? Why is it okay for misery to be the message that's promoted? I remember when I was growing up, and if I would see somebody who's doing really well, I embodied the thought of what that movie Pursuit of Happiness. I'm like, what do you do, man? How is it you get what you get? What do you do? Hopefully it's legal. And then, you know, maybe if that's the case, I should do that. Makes sense, doesn't it? If it's okay to tell people you're broke, and that's not bragging, because essentially it is, I'm broke. You're bragging about something else. You're bragging about negativity. Then why is it bad when it's not bragging, but just saying, hey, let's enjoy some prosperity. Let's really dig in and understand that this country is supposed to be the land of opportunity. Why don't we help each other seek out opportunity? Why are we saying this shit? Excuse my language. Well, because that's his opportunity. I told it to his face. I'm not talking behind him, behind his back. People know that negativity sells. I can't be negative. I have too much to give thanks for. We just went through Thanksgiving. I can't wait for Christmas. I can't wait for Robin to see what I'm going to get her, even though she already told me what she wants. And I can't deviate from that. But I might have some different gifts for her. I can't wait to shower Ashley, her husband, and the grandkids. I can't wait. I can't wait to go into a grocery store and just mill around and look for somebody who maybe can't afford something and walk up behind them and boom, pay for their stuff. It's contagious. I saw that on a video. I said, I'm going to do that. I'm going to just walk into a store and look around and see somebody trying to find the pennies to pay something, and I'm going to swoop in and go, bam, Merry Christmas. and walk away. Don't need your name. I want to make you smile today. I want to make you feel good. Maybe even pay it forward with the money that you're saving, because you're not going to have to buy the groceries that you're in line for. Do it to somebody else. Why are we promoting that kind of positivity? Why are people bitching? We live in the best country in the world. As we were doing this show, my guy was out there putting the last touches on the studio for me, where we're going to be on Monday doing all different things. And I don't get it. I think we need to shun negativity. I think we need to stop giving negativity our attention. Let's just look away from that. And if it means that there's a decreased audience, if it means there's less likes, I don't care. I don't want to mire in the negativity, because we get it constantly in the news. Over and over and over. Now, news is news. News is probably going to be mostly tilted toward the negative, because it ends up, that's what people talk about. But as you're watching things at this point, you need to understand that people are openly lying to you. Why don't we seek out sincerity? Why don't we seek out integrity? How about that? How about when you seek out integrity, you don't see stuff like this? You just don't. When you seek out integrity, you don't see stuff like this. They have articles of impeachment already written up. How about talking about what Kristi Noem and Pete Hegseth and Pam Bondi are doing good? Let the bad stuff take care of itself. I want to promote good. And if you don't think you're being lied to, well, let me show you something I have here. If you don't think you're being lied to, get some of this.
We are back with a Fox News alert.
Wrong one. I'm sorry. Wrong one. Where is it? I thought I had something already lined up. Where is it? I'll get that, but got something else for you. Listen to this.
You know, I live in a political world, and a lot of folks, if you just tell them, you know, the president is killing narco-terrorists in the Caribbean, you know, reasonably enough, they'll say, you know, a lot of Americans die because of overdoses, and, you know, they might say, okay, I'm supportive of that, right? But what you need to do is you need to see two terrified men clinging to the wreckage of a ship. And these men are not, this is not Pablo Escobar out there on a boat. You know, these are guys that probably didn't have a lot of economic opportunity, made a terrible decision to participate in the drug trade.
Why are we putting our arms around narco-terrorists? Oh, they didn't have enough, you know, enough economic opportunity. Why are we blowing them up? Everywhere you turn, you're being gaslit. Everywhere you turn, people are openly lying to you and trying to get you to feel bad for the guys that got blowed up, because the guys that got blowed up, you don't want that to happen to these guys. They just didn't have economic opportunity, so they turned to drugs. See, that's the same thing they're using here. Oh, he didn't have the opportunity to meet women, so he just took it. And then he did it again. And, you know, he's running around taking advantage of women and kids because he didn't have, you know, a good upbringing. No! Throw his ass in jail forever. But no, we get lied to. We get lied to. Look, you want to hear a big lie? I think I've got it hooked up right now. Hold on.
Ryan Cole Jr., a 30-year-old white man from the D.C. suburbs, is charged with...
This clip is only 10 seconds long, but it should explain everything to you. Everything. Now, it went pretty fast, so I'm going to give you a shot to listen to it once again.
Ryan Cole Jr., a 30-year-old white man from the D.C. suburbs, is charged...
A 30-year-old white man. A 30-year-old white man. I've been trying to tell you for some time, these newscasters, they are indeed the movie coming to life. See, most people don't understand when you write movies and you produce movies, they're usually stories that really happen in person. And so in this regard, what you're watching And what exactly Jake Tapper just did is he stepped into the role of Ron Burgundy. Jake Tapper's not that stupid. When I first saw this, I said to myself, man, that's AI. No, he actually said that. Do you know why he said that? Because it came up in the little box. And he read what was on screen. They don't do any research. They don't do anything. They come into the office, they get hair and makeup, and they sit in front of the camera, and they read what's on the screen. And when they read what's on the screen, they don't know that it might be wrong. They don't care that it might be wrong. They have no clue. They're getting paid. How much of it, what do I got to be? Okay, the show starts at 8 o'clock. All right, roll. Today, a 30-year-old white man was arrested. Dude, did you not see them? No, I don't even care. That's not my job. My job is to read these lines.
With transporting an explosive device in interstate commerce and with malicious destruction.
One of the sticky issues for the FBI, and we'll be really keen to hear the explanation for this, but one of the sticky issues is that why didn't analysts and investigators at the FBI sort of connect these dots earlier when this person's information was already in evidence the FBI had in hand, and mostly evidence it had collected in 2021 and 2022?
That's MSNBC, or as it's known now, MS Now. You're asking a question that you should know the answer for, and that question is, you're exactly right. Why didn't they do anything? But you're trying to act differently now, like, oh my gosh, something just happened. Well, something just happened because you didn't do anything about it. And she's couching her words because, this has been going on for 4 or 5 years. While other people out there are saying, the guy didn't walk the same way, he didn't look the same way. You need to go back to the beginning. What exactly has been hidden from America?
Okay, so you were able to arrest hundreds of individuals who were allowed into the Capitol, walked around, took selfies, but we can't find the individual who committed the most dangerous crime and attempted to cause multiple mass casualty events at the Capitol, or around the Capitol.
Congressman, we have an entire dedicated team focused specifically on this investigation. We've done thousands of interviews, visited, again, just in the pipe bomb investigation, thousands of interviews, visited thousands of...
If you notice the date up in the right-hand or left-hand corner, depending on where you're looking, November of 2023, Christopher Wray goes in and he testifies to Congress. There's so much stuff we're doing. We're doing so much stuff. People are lying to you. They're looking at a camera and lying to you. Or in this instance, sitting in front of a panel and they're just lying to people, which is why we don't need to have any more of these flippin' hearings. These hearings are nothing more than dog and pony shows. They're a waste of time. The people asking the questions already know the person answering the questions is going to lie to them. I don't know about you, but I'm not in a habit of talking to people that I know, without any equivocation, are going to lie to my face. So why the hell are we having, let's one more investigation. Let me ask you a question. When's the last investigation that ended up with something happening, even against Trump? When's the last time we've seen a congressional investigation that has ended with conclusion that we all went, yep, that's it, yep, good job? I don't remember one. So why do we keep having them? Isn't that basically the definition of insanity? Keep having and doing the same thing, expecting a different result? As far as I can remember in my adult life, all the way back to Watergate, remember, Watergate exposed some things, but it didn't expose everything, and it still never met with a conclusion. They didn't put Nixon in jail. Nothing happened to Nixon. He resigned. He just said, I'm done. And ever since then, it's been investigation after investigation after investigation, to the point where these people who are investigating things are basically wasting time, paper, and at the end, handing us a middle finger and saying, that's all we can do. So that when I hear people say things like, well, we need to do an investigation, I'm like, oh, we are so far past investigations. If you want to be positive about things, you're going to have to ignore and stop wasting the money and the time on the investigations and actually start doing things. And then once you start doing things, you then got to make sure that there's our judges in place that'll actually do something instead of throwing out criminal cases against people where they've committed mortgage fraud at the very minimum. That's why my screen here says we're in really big trouble. But Barry, you were just talking about being positive. Well, in order to be positive, you have to recognize the negative. Hey, Barry, you need to lose weight. It starts there. Hey, Fred, you need to stop smoking. It starts there. Now, let me ask you a question. If Barry needs to lose weight and he goes to a doctor and says, hey, this is what you need to do, you can investigate, you can take the blood, you can take the blood pressure, you can take the O2 thing, you can do all the tests, all the investigating you want to do. But Barry got to stop eating blueberry muffins. Barry has to stop eating fried food. Barry has to stop eating General Tso chicken coated in sugar and other kind of sauce. You can't eat that and try to lose weight. You got to take all your vitamins. You got to do what you got to do to make sure that you're healthy. You got to actually do something. We are at the do something stage. We are at the stage where grown people are going to have to take it upon themselves to stop calling for investigations. Stop looking for things to put on Twitter. Stop looking for who we're going to blame for this and start doing something. And I'm not advocating storming the Capitol or anything like that. But what I am advocating is getting other people in the huddle and say, we got to do this. Because they're not going to do it. We are in a color revolution. I am 100% convinced we are in a color revolution. And none of the people that we see on X, and I keep going, please, man, are we still talking about this woman? Seriously? Are we still talking about that guy, Nick? Are we still worried about what Tucker said? Are we still worried about what Mark Levin said? Are we still... Shut up! Do you realize in a very short period of time, a very short window, it won't matter what everybody says? New York just got voted in a communist mayor. We had a district up in Tennessee where almost a woman who looked in the camera and said, I hate you people, I hate this town, and let's vote for her. And over here we got people worried about insanity. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Some businesses reviewed millions of pieces of data. There's something like 39,000 video files. We've assessed like 500 or something tips. We've done extensive public publicity. We've increased the reward money. We've got our lab working on it. We've got our WMD.
So let me put the subtitle to what he's saying. We spent a crap load of taxpayer dollars for nothing. We did all this and we just basically paid and paid and paid and took and took and took from the American people and went home at 5 or 6 o'clock and said, none of this ever matters. I know sitting in front of you, there's nothing, you can't touch me. There's nothing you're going to do. So why are we worried about it?
Working on it. We've got our Office of Technology Division, our cellular analysis team. So the folks that we have working on this investigation are working very aggressively on it. And I, as much as anybody, would like to see it solved.
Oh, you do, huh? You, as much as anybody, would love to see it solved. Has anybody, I don't know, talked to him about, hey, look what we found in your boxes? Remember, Dan, you're going to hear Dan Bongino. You're going to hear from Pam Bondi. You heard from Janine Pirro last night. These people all said, yeah, we just opened up the same damn boxes. There was nothing new. Which is essentially going back and looking at the same boxes for the Kennedy assassination. Both of them. or looking at the Martin Luther King one. It's the same stuff. It's just different eyes. And now you got these people saying, let's make some arrests, which will probably not go anywhere because they got to get in front of the same judges who are crooked. Color revolution, these people don't care about the law. They're executing under their own law. How do you stop a color revolution? That's the question you need to be asking right now. How do we stop what's going on? Let you dwell on that for a little bit.
Happening now, the admiral who ordered that double strike on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean that's been at the center of a growing congressional investigation is now briefing top lawmakers on that decision. Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley, the commander of U.S. Special Operations Command, is speaking to senators right now as questions mount around the strikes and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's involvement. Here's how the top Democrat on the House Intel Committee described the briefing they just got.
Yes, they were carrying drugs. They were not in the position to continue their mission in any way. People will someday see this video and they will see that video shows, if you don't have the broader context, an attack on shipwrecked sailors.
An attack on shipwrecked sailors. That's what a Congressman Hines from Connecticut comes out and says, these poor guys are floating around in the water. There's some shipwrecked sailors. Well, maybe we should have just let the sharks eat them. Well, at that point, the sharks would have been stoned because they were trying to weave in between fentanyl and coke and everything. But, what was going to happen if we just let them sit there? Has anybody asked that question? Let's see. Look at the longitude and latitude of where these guys were. They were essentially doomed anyway. By the way, have you seen any combat footage from, I don't know, Iran or anything? There's a lot of that floating around. Double tap. Have you not seen them blow up a truck and then as some of the rats start scurrying, boom, 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 hit them too? This is all a movie. It means nothing except to let you know that you're in the midst of a color revolution.
The last thing I'm going to say is that the admiral confirmed that there had not been a kill them all order, and that there was not an order to grant no quarter.
Yeah, I want to thank Admiral Bradley and General Kane for coming to brief about the strikes on September 2nd, which were righteous strikes. These are narco-terrorists who are trafficking drugs that are destined for the United States to kill thousands of Arkansans and millions of Americans. The first strike, the second strike, and the third and the fourth strike on September 2nd were entirely lawful and needful, and they were exactly what we would expect our military commanders to do.
What exactly did you see in terms of the video of the second strike? Were there survivors?
I saw two survivors trying to flip a boat loaded with drugs down for the United States, back over so they could stay in the fight. And potentially, given all the context we heard, of other narco-terrorist boats in the area coming to their aid to recover their cargo and recover those narco-terrorists. And just like you would blow up a boat off of the Somali coast or the Yemeni coast, and you'd come back and strike it again if it still had terrorists and it still had explosives or missiles, Admiral Bradley and Secretary Hegseth did exactly what we would expect them to do.
Congressman Hines said it's one of the most disturbing things he's seen in his career. Did that match
Who did?
What you, Congressman Hines?
No, I didn't see anything disturbing about it. What's disturbing to me is that millions of Americans have died from drugs being run to America by these cartels.
They won't talk about that though. They're ashamed that the narco guys end up getting blowed up. But they won't go through Kensington and Pennsylvania and see the zombies. It's all negative. Everything that you're seeing is negative. There is no response right now. I mean, Tom Cotton is who he is, but you do realize nothing's going to come from what he's doing either. It can't. All they're doing is talking. There's no message at this point that's going to change anything that these people are saying. There's only one message at this point. This is it.
And we are finally simply joining it.
We are.
All right, I got to go vote.
Should there be an Were shipwrecked essentially after the boat was capsized. They tried to turn over the boat that was still floating, perhaps to survive, and then they were bombed again. How is that an attempt to get back into the fight?
So I don't know, and let me just start by saying I don't care, not one bit. Genuinely.
That's where we need to get to. We need to look at libnuts right in the face and go, I don't care. Not my monkeys, not my circus. When they got in that boat and they shoved off of whatever land they shoved off from, and they said, let's go ahead and try to just take these drugs to the United States, they took their lives in their hands and made a decision. So I don't care if they got blown into smithereens. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go to sleep, take my NyQuil tonight because I don't feel well, and either way, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go do what I got to do tomorrow, Saturday. I'm going to watch Notre Dame. No, Notre Dame doesn't play tomorrow, but I'm going to watch football. I'm going to work on my studio. I don't care. We are having an argument about nothing. What's the end result of this argument? With everybody talking about whether this guy got blown up or that guy got blown up, whether Pete Hegseth should have done it, whether he should... What are you hoping to see happen? Nothing. Even if they do investigations on Pete Hegseth, we already know because we've watched you do exhaustive investigations for decades. Nothing happens. You spend time, you posture, you say bad things, you point, you smile at the camera, and nothing. It doesn't matter what people say on X. It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you why it doesn't matter, because there's only one thing, only one remedy for all of this.
And wholly do not care about these two men in the boat. We're talking about two people who were clinging to life. How about the thousands of Americans every month that are on the floor in some bathroom clinging to life because of overdoses from drugs that these people brought? These guys are not good guys, but this basically follows the typical Democratic fact pattern. It starts with a fake news story about Pete Hegseth that gets disproven, right? He didn't actually order them to kill everyone. That's been sort of taken back. And then it goes into the part where Democrats defend the bad guys at the expense of law enforcement and now the American military. This is kind of standard Democratic operations. And if you ask me, I give more of a crap about the Americans who are losing their life every single year to drug overdose than two jerks floating on a boat trying to flip it back over or whatever. It doesn't matter.
And it doesn't. You saw the other guy on screen go, what? What are you shaking your head about? What are you... No, it doesn't matter. Barry, you're being harsh. It's a human being. That's a human being with the intent to hurt Americans. If he intended to hurt Americans, then he gets his just desserts. You are an enemy combatant, period. Especially if you've seen the other boats blow up, then something should tell you, if I go out in this boat, they're probably going to blow me up. And even if I survive the initial blow up, they're probably going to make sure I'm done. Maybe I shouldn't get in a boat. You see, there used to be a thing called deterrence. Deterrence meaning if you put your hand on a hot stove, you're going to get burned. Why the hell are you guys getting in boats? Oh, that's right. The media is trying to protect you. The media is trying to say, don't blow these guys up. They're just trying to make a buck. Seriously? I thought capitalism was bad. I thought we were all supposed to be commies. Isn't that what we're being told? I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't get it. But these guys can do whatever they want, however they want, and we're not supposed to do anything to the bad guys. Okay, so then you're talking about a specific color revolution.
What should be the bullet points? I think it's economy, immigration. Like, we don't talk about immigration as much as we were maybe when Biden was letting it in. The border is secure. We've stopped the influx. He's now working on a moratorium of new people coming in, particularly from some of these countries where the people are hostile. That's a huge victory for people. They need to be talking about that and go even bolder on that. I just think you got to be bold. I think you got to be strong. And I think one of the frustrations with the Congress is What have they done since August till now? They really haven't done anything, right? And it's like, if I were, I'd be like every day coming out with something new and make the Democrats go on the record, show the contrast. Think about why we've been able to win big in Florida is because there's a very sharp contrast to what we're doing and what what the liberal Democrats stand for. Parents' rights, illegal immigration, anything you can think of. Most voters knew we were on their side, and I think you got to really make that sharp. But I would tell you, the Democrats, they caused a lot of this with the inflation, and now they're acting like it was like they had nothing to do with it.
Oh, you do good on the couch. You got to come in more often. Sorry.
I don't know how many of you guys live here in Florida, but maybe I'm spoiled. Maybe I'm used to action. Maybe I'm used to people, hey, enough with the talking. We're going to get it done. We're going to do it. And so the answer to all of this at this point, and there is only one answer. And I think what we need to do as a group is begin getting behind President Trump. And instead of complaining about this person not being arrested or complaining that, hey, if you don't do something, this is going to happen, I think we need to begin letting him know through X and Facebook and YouTube, do it. And you guys know what I mean. Go with the Insurrection Act. We are 100% for you. We want you to do it. There's no other way. And I think that's a bitter pill for people to swallow, is that we are not going to vote our way out of this. We are not going to sue our way out of this. The Supreme Court, it's not going to happen. And at this point, we're talking about the survival of our country, and there's people trying to profit on bullshit, excuse my language. And as they try to profit on the BS, they're bringing people down. Just like the gentleman said on CNN, I don't care. I don't care what Candace Owens is doing. I don't care what TPUSA is doing and who's on stage. I don't care what Nick Fuentes is doing. I don't care. What I care about is my country going to be the kind of country that my grandkids are going to be able to prosper and live freely? That's it. That's it. I don't care. I don't care if people are getting blown up. Are my little granddaughters going to be able to live and prosper? Is my grandson going to be safe? Everything else doesn't matter. I want America to be there for them. Candace isn't going to be here when my little granddaughters grow up. Nick Fuentes isn't going to be here. Whoever else, Tucker, Mark LeBay, shut up. We need to worry about profit some other way. I have sponsors, they have sponsors, some of them have huge audiences. Can you not make money without being negative and stupid? How about every single thing you post talk about something good about America? Like I said, maybe it's different for me down here because, like, our governor, he keeps coming out and like, hey, we're going to do this. All right, good. We're going to abolish property tax. Oh, okay, let's do it. We're going to try to make as many people as much money and safety as they possibly need. I'm going to be interviewing the mayor of my town here in Boca. We're going to be talking about that. What's your focus? What are you looking at 2, 3, 4 years down the road? How are you going to make sure Mondami doesn't come here? In your state, your local community, what are you doing to make sure that stuff stays off the books? That you don't have some commie socialist or Somalian warlord setting up shop trying to tell you how you're going to live your life. That's what matters. All of that matters. I can't convince people who want to post the kind of crap I keep seeing. When I see this kind of stuff, and it just tells me, so? If you really feel the Republican Party is an empty vessel, then go down to your board of electors, write something up, and declare your candidacy for office. Because that means you're doing something. I didn't mean to go on such a rant. It's Friday. I am going to have a great weekend, sick and all. I'm probably going to have to stop at CVS on the way home and get some throat lozenges, blah, blah, blah. I can't even say the word lozenges right now. I'm worked up because I'm looking forward to a fantastic weekend. I know my grandson's probably playing in a tournament this weekend, so Ashley's going to be traveling all around the place, making sure he and his friends get to where they need to get to. I'm pretty sure well, depending if you live up north, my sister said it was like 10 degrees in Connecticut. Sorry about your luck there. But why don't we begin today to start enjoying life? That's all I'm saying. Don't get mired into BS. Can we make a deal in the chat to say, you know what? I'm going to start promoting America. It's so easy to talk about the negative. It must be very hard to talk about the positive. You got a message right now. You're leaving here today. You have a message of positivity. What's that message today? President Trump won the inaugural FIFA Peace Prize. That's big. It got awarded to somebody on a stage where billions of people were watching. Billions. And this man won the inaugural Peace Prize. Top of the lever. Let's start promoting that. Hey, congratulations to President Trump and on winning the inaugural Peace Prize of FIFA. That's huge. That should take you into the weekend. That should, last night, I loved it last night because it was short, but the Christmas tree lighting, that should have been the news last night. I don't care about the Republican Party is an empty vessel. What's that do for me? What's it do for you? The guy we voted for just won a Peace Prize. They thought enough of him to award him that. Let's go ahead and begin pushing the crap off. Or not. If you like bathing with pigs, then you'll enjoy all the crap that's going on. I don't. Robin and I have a very happy, good life, and I'm not satisfied. I want more for her. Notice I put that at the end, for her. Happy wife, happy life. You know, I want her. I walked in last night and the tree looked beautiful. And it's funny, our two Christmas trees. She actually has a Christmas tree, and I have an amazing studio set up that I'm building out there. And we both have hey, look at my monitors and stuff. And I go home, she's like, look at the tree. And I'm like, you know what? That's more important. It's beautiful, honey. Look at the two dogs running around trying to pull stuff off the tree. He's doing better. Life is good. What are we bitching about? I cannot even fathom that the biggest podcast in the world is talking about whether or not somebody... I can't go there. Like, why would I spend any time in that? Why would I spend even like this much? It doesn't do anything for anybody. I'm done with the rant. I'm going to come back. Actually, I'll probably do a show tonight, so I'm going to hold the rest. I'll be right back.
Hey everybody, Barry has a couple things to let you know about. Fanfare is giving away a free fishing trip. We're going to fly you and a guest down to South Florida for a 3-day, 2-night getaway. You'll go on a deep-sea fishing trip with Robin. And Barry and Robin will take you and your guest out to dinner. To enter to win, go to fanfareshop.org/fishing. It's easy and it's free to enter. Second, if you'd like to join our private group on X, go to fanfareshop.org/group and join 18,000 fellow patriots. It's a safe space for patriots as it's curated and moderated. Again, that's fanfareshop.org/group. One more thing, if you'd like to be a part of the show, submit a 60-second video by going to fanfareshop.org/submit video. Last, but certainly not least, if you'd like to request a free Bible, please go to fanfareshop.org/Bible. We have a long list, but we're getting them out as soon as we can. Again, that's fanfareshop.org/Bible. Thanks for being a part of the Fanfare family. Now back to the show.
All right, so we're back, and before I close, I wanted to go over a couple different things with you. Just wanted to give you something to think about. President Trump posted something last night, and it made me think because he posted it with no comment. He posted this. I want you to see this. He posted this, and it's a picture with That's obviously Jesse Jackson. That's Al Sharpton, pre-Ozempic. I don't know who this dude is. And obviously that's the godfather of soul, James Brown. And I can't tell what age President Trump was, but Jesse Jackson is no longer in good health. We know what Al Sharpton looks like, and James Brown has been gone for quite some time. But this was the entirety of the post. No comment whatsoever. Just posted that. Why do you think he posted that? What message, because everything this guy does is a message, why did he post that? What was he conveying to each one of us by posting a picture with Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, some Arab-looking dude, and James Brown, all looking at the president quite affectionately, all smiling, all happy to be around him? Well, I took from it that the president was saying, they didn't think I was a racist back then. I wasn't Hitler, wasn't a fascist. They wanted me around them. Meaning everything you're seeing right now is completely fake. Everything that you're seeing online, everything that you're seeing on X, it does not matter, as they say, IRL, in real life. And because of that, you have to take a step back and focus on what is true. This man wasn't a racist, was never accused of being racist. He even dated black women back when he was single, which would make him a really horrible racist. Helped out Jennifer Hudson, helped out all kinds of people, but then somehow morphed into being a racist, a Hitler, a fascist, and everything else. Maybe, just maybe, we should be promoting this. Maybe we should be saying, hey, look at this picture with Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, and James Brown. Maybe you guys need to understand what things used to be like, instead of worrying and being subject to the color revolution that's happening right now. He was in movies. He did all kinds of things for racists and fascists. How the hell did that happen? How did he have the role in Home Alone? How did all that happen? How did he become the biggest developer in New York City? Everything you're being told is meant to detract from reality. And I, for one, just want to get back to reality. He's not a racist. He's not a fascist. He's not a homophobe. He lived in New York. He ran, which one? Miss Universe or whatnot. He used to own that. He was always around beautiful women and stuff. Of all nationalities. See, there's a lot of young people who just don't know. There's a lot of people, a lot of younger people who've been bamboozled by the media who don't know that they used to chum and hang out. You ever seen black guys look that affectionate towards a racist before? I'm going to let you just dwell on that and think to yourself. People I know who are racist don't want to be around a person who's a racist. Enough. Oh, what are we doing here?
Very much for the update. All right, John.
All right, looking forward to the Group D draw to see who the United States plays against. Meantime, new at 2, a big promise for New York City Mayor.
Yeah, think about that. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up for today. I'm going to go take some cough medicine and some stuff and some nasal drip things and go out there and work on the studio for a little bit. Maybe have some hot chicken wings or something. Can't have the sugar and stuff on it. But let me take some comments. Haven't heard from you guys in a while. Yeah, Trump is showing that he never was a racist and isn't one now. It's obvious. But the media and even some people on the right don't defend it. And I've mentioned Jennifer Hudson on this show quite a few times. If you don't know the story about what President Trump did for Jennifer Hudson, you might want to take some time and go look that up. If you don't know the story, you're going to go, oh my gosh, did he really? Yep. But the media won't talk about it. Trump bankrolled Jesse Jackson's run for president. I didn't know that. Get better quick, Barry. Thank you very much. What else we got here? Well, take care. Oh, Barry family, God bless. Yeah, I don't even have a place to live, but I do not wish bad things on no one else that does. Wow. Oh, how can we help? How can we help? I would love to. Let's see what else we got here. Everyone, men, women, wanted to be around him. They loved him. He helped many people. Indeed. Jennifer Hudson's story is heartbreaking. Neither will she, and she has a huge platform. Yep. She has her own daytime show. I don't know. I mean, I think she probably spoke about it, but it's something that people need to be reminded, because a racist would... I've never seen a racist do that for a black woman. Tomorrow, a real estate candidate. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about some real estate. Like I said, I'm going to be talking to the mayor here in Boca, so we're going to be doing that tomorrow. There's been nothing better than a big bowl of chicken soup. If people are making chicken soup, I ain't buying any more Campbell's. You heard about Campbell's chicken soup, haven't you? Oh, that's some bad stuff. Snow here in Richmond. Yep, SV said he's got snow where he is too. Exactly. All right, so all the Democrats are the real racists. Exactly. They're the xenophobes. Xenophobes is you hate somebody from a country, right? Right. They hate Americans. They especially hate white Americans. So they're racist and xenophobe. That's how that game is supposed to be played, right? The real A-Dog has a video of that woman. If you ever need a feel-good video, a woman squatter at Trump Tower talking about how great he is. We all know who the real racists are in the Dem Party. They've always been. But you have people just posting crazy stuff and everything. So, Trent says, give when you can, even a hug can help. I mean, I think Robin, hold on, let me see if I can find that video. Robin sent it to me, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm going to do that. And this would be a really, I hope there's no music in it, but I'm going to go in here and find it and show it to you, because it was simply amazing. Wait 1 second. I'm looking for it because Robin always sends me feel-good stuff like that. Let me see it. Yep, I got it. Well, I don't know if there's any music in this, so I'm not going to download the video. I'm just going to show you guys what exactly is happening. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Let me do this. I want you to check this out. This is absolutely awesome. Where are we? This video. And it says, the reason I want to be rich. And if that's your reason, that's fine. But this gentleman, look at that. Love it. We can all do that. Maybe some can do bigger bags than the others, but, you know, look at this woman's face. Huh? No, he already paid for it. Who? And I just loved it. And I'm like, I can do that. I can do that and make someone's day. What? You paid for it? Yeah, this guy's pulling pennies and stuff out of his pocket to try and pay. And, you know, he's like, wait, somebody paid for it? Look at his face. Take your money back, sir. Love it. Why are we not promoting this? This is amazing. To just go up behind somebody in the line and saying, I got you. I got you. What do you think that does for somebody? How do you think they're going to feel? Do they think you're a Democrat? Do they think you're a Republican? Are you MAGA? Are you black? Are you white? No, you're just a good person. You're just a good person. And, you know, I looked at that and went, Robin, thank you. Thank you. Everyone see it. Yes, they're all over YouTube. They're funded by various groups. Most of them. It's awesome that people care. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But see, the thing when I do it, I'm not gonna take a video because I don't need to show it. My video, if anything, I just want to see that face. I want to see the face of the person whose day I've just improved. The person that not looking for accolades. I just want to see the smile. I just want, wow, you just did that for me? God, and like Robin has always told me, when you do something like that, just say, God bless you, and walk away. God bless you. Boom. God bless me. I'm blessing you. I've done that at drive-thru. It's a good feeling. Yeah, it makes everybody feel good. It even makes it, and it's funny because I saw another video. It even makes the cashiers kind of smile. And this is Christmas. As I said in my throaty voice, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Yeah, that's me singing. I wasn't a big karaoke guy, so, and you know why. All right, so let me do super chats, send you guys on your way so I can go eat lunch. I think it's fantastic that President Trump, he's still there. By the way, just to let you know, they haven't changed the camera position, but just look at this.
This is the first game. This is the opener for the World Cup. So South Africa, they go in Group A, position 2, June 11th.
They're still sitting there. And that's the only feed that they're allowed to show right now. But if you notice in this picture, hold on, let me show you something. I want you guys to really take a look at this, what you're seeing here. And it's pretty amazing as you see it. You guys realize at this point, that is Melania to his left, obviously. And to his right is the president of Mexico. And then to her right is the president or prime minister of Canada. So he's sitting right next to the president of Mexico, immediately next to her. I don't know how comfortable she feels. He don't care. he's talking to him. He doesn't care. He's reaching into her personal space. Hey, I got something to say. You're gonna listen to me. Who knows what comes from this? Yep, she's talking to him. She's smiling. Look at that. I'm glad the light just shone on her. Big smile. The president of Mexico, who everyone says hates Trump, and Trump is doing this to Mexico, she's sitting right next. She doesn't have to be there. She could get up. I'm not sitting next to him. I'm not sitting next to this guy who's blowing up people in the boats. Oh, he's racist. He's this, he's that. Yeah, but she's sitting right next to him and smiling. Even in the dark there, big smile. It's all BS. You're watching a movie. Fox isn't covering it. I'm sure not a lot of people are covering it. How big this event is. Wait a second, what are they getting ready to do now? Looks like he's talking to Melania. And that's how you would expect if you were sitting at a concert or a play. Look, they're all sitting there just talking. I don't know what Carney was just doing, but they're sitting there laughing. Enjoying their time. I'm going to leave you with that. You guys can take that for what you want, but there are a lot of people on the news who aren't going to show that because they don't want you to know that that's even happening, that they're just sitting there. Look at that. 3 world leaders sitting there talking side by side, and we're told everything's going to crap. Something's going on in this world that President Trump is going to have to take care of, and a lot of it is going to have to be in our media and with people and influencers on X, because they're not talking about this. I wish I had a mic in them talking, but they're not talking about this. Wow. I could leave that up, but it'd be boring if I just left this screen up and you guys just sat there and watched him. But yeah, I'm not going to do that to you because they're not cutting to anything, so we'll do it. All right, so let's talk about super chats. Fakowski, Advent calendar hung. You know it. Fakowski balls are set up. Who knows? This is a time when my family is very, very Christian. I think he means Christian or positive. Used to be a thing, paying it forward. Yeah, absolutely. Fazul. Off a home invader, media post their baby pics. Exactly. I raised my girls on less than 10K a year. No one gave me opportunity, no crime. I worked hard. Now I make 55K a year. No excuses for criminals. None. Fakowski, my customers don't like when I say I don't care. Nicholas, how you been? Barry, if Barack had done what President Trump is doing, they would be praising him. And he actually did do what President Trump was doing in terms of blowing people up. I have posted X to do the Insurrection Act. Good for you. Brian Newland, I think that picture is to remind them who he used to be. Well, I don't think what he used to be. I think that picture was posed with they used to be. He's still the same guy. They're the ones who need the reminding. Mel Porter, we need to be happy and we need to be thankful for what we have. Absolutely. Can we do a collection for Clyde? Is that the person who said they were homeless? I don't have a problem doing something like that, but I'm going to ask SV and Ashley if she's here, and maybe Beth to get their emails so we can talk to them. A lot of times people come into chats and say stuff, and they're hoping for things, but I'm not saying that's the case. We need to vet it. And Mr. Pug's mom said I had someone pay for my food a couple of times. Very nice, very nice. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry that we didn't have the rights to do everything we wanted to do, but we heard the most important part. President Trump won the first inaugural FIFA Peace Prize in front of billions of people watching. I'll talk to you possibly tonight. We'll see. I'll post it.
Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in a fields where they lay, keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King. to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.